Welcome back to Easy Street Garage. We're here on location, and today we're going to talk about a project I've been wanting to do for some time now. I've gone out, I've asked a lot of opinions from you, the viewers, as it relates to the wicker bills on a GT350. I have a 2017 GT350. I've been eyeballing these things. I think they're really, really cool. They're functional. I'm a functional kind of guy. So again, as I said, I went out. I asked some viewers. I asked folks at car shows. Got lots of opinions. Robert Glockman, appreciate your input. Got some feedback from a lot of you, and it boiled down to all the manufacturers I looked at. It really boiled down to a thumbs up to Trufiber. Everybody sent me that direction. And so I ended up reaching out to Trufiber. I ordered the wicker bill for the GT350. Mine's a 2017. And it came in timely fashion. Talked to the guys out at Trufiber as it relates to some technical questions. They were very, very helpful. The product came out of the box pristine condition. So far, guys, everything is looking up for Trufiber in this review. The next piece of the puzzle is it has to be installed on the car. And that's where you got to get a little bit nervy. And for those of you that have seen some of my reviews in the past, I'm the guy, yes, that drilled 2 holes in the hood of my GT350 to attach my quick latch hood latch latches to the car. And I'll tell you, if you haven't seen the video, go look for it on Quick Latches, the install at Easy Street Garage here. That install went perfectly, and that product I am 100% giving a thumbs up on it. Obviously, I'm not endorsing it because they're not paying me. However, I put them on. I've had it out on the road. It gives a lot of stability to that hood. It looks good, too. So check out the Quick Latch video. Okay, let's talk about the install to this Trufiber wicker on the rear spoiler of my GT350. There's quite a bit of preparation you need to do. I'm going to tell you the first thing you need, and if you don't have, you're going to have to invest in one, and that is a nut rivet gun. Okay, and I got to be honest with you, I'm a pretty mechanical guy. And I don't know if I've ever heard of one of these things before until I dug into this project. So I studied up on the whole idea of what nut rivet gun to purchase. So I basically ended up with the Astro 1442. I recommend it. There's some great stuff on YouTube, as always. So go to YouTube, look at the Rivet Nut guns, and pardon the rain out there. It's pouring down here in Cincinnati, but I'm competing for a metal roof to talk over here. But anyways, the Rivet Nut gun is a necessity. There are other ways, I understand, to insert the rivet nut into the body or into sheet metal. You could do it with, fussing around with some washers and nuts and wrenches, but I found this to be the best way. Got it on Amazon and studied up on it, and I will tell you in a few minutes how to treat this thing on this on the spoiler when you're putting those rivet nuts in. Yeah, gotta be careful. All right, so there's the rivet nut gun. What Trufiber sends you basically is the wicker bill. They also send you the wicker bill window, they call it. It's a smoked window so you can see through your rearview mirror. They also will send you the rivet nuts. You're going to get some screws and some spacers and then also some rubber washers. So that's what comes with the kit. The rest of it, basically, you're on your own. So here's the first piece of the puzzle. I'm going to show you what tools I used, and I'm going to switch the camera around. We'll take a look at the wicker bill. Now, I'll tell you already, I've installed mine. I don't think you would have Well, maybe you would have wanted to watch me. It was quite comical. I'm a little bit intense when I get into these projects, so I didn't want to pressure the camera on me, but I'm going to show you, basically, walk you through the steps of what it took to install this wicker bill on this GT350. All right, first things first, you got to have the Rivet Nut gun. We got that covered. The next piece of the puzzle is you're going to need a drill because you're going to have to drill holes into that spoiler. Yeah. So if you're not thick-skinned enough to do that, call me, I'll do it. Anyway, you're going to need the drill. The next piece of the puzzle, you're going to need either a 9/32 or a 7mm drill bit. All right, you're going to need that because the rivet nuts that you put into the spoiler have to fit, and they got to fit fairly snug. You don't want a loose fit on those, all right? Drill, 7mm, 9/32 drill bit. The next thing you're going to need, obviously, is an Allen wrench. This Allen wrench is going to be used to screw in the wicker bill into the rivet nuts that I installed into the spoiler. You're going to also need some tape. You're going to need to be, paying attention. Measure twice, drill once, measure twice, 3 times, 4 times, what I probably did. And then you're going to need a marker. I chose a silver Sharpie simply because the spoiler is black. And so I can see exactly where I needed to drill my holes, in which I studied probably, again, 4 times. You want to make sure you got your measurements correct. You all know that. Okay, so you're going to need that. The other thing I did is I taped off the area around the spoiler and the wicker bill while I was working. Again, you don't want to scratch or paint. I also used the tape to secure some of the screws prior to putting the wicker bill onto the spoiler. And I'm going to tell you why I did that. When I purchased the wicker bill, it comes with some rubber washers. The rubber washers are used between the wicker bill and the spoiler, and that keeps it maybe from squeaking or rattling. But I made the decision that I was going to add another set of rubber washers. So I went to Lowe's and I bought a set of rubber washers, because not only did I want these rubber washers right here, not only did I want them in between the wicker bill and the spoiler, I also wanted these, and you'll see when we get into the install, I wanted these rubber washers out on the outside of the wicker bill, in between little adjustment knurled spacers they give you and the wicker bill. I just didn't want that metal to metal up against the fiber, the carbon fiber on the wicker bill. So I went out and did that. I recommend you do that. I actually got the idea from one of the engineers at Trufiber, who said he actually installed it that way on his car. So it's a good tip. If you're going to install one of these things, go ahead and do that. All right, so let's get into the install at hand here. What I did was, the first piece of the puzzle, and I'm going to switch the camera around, that way you can get a pretty clear idea of what we've got going on here on the car. And I'm going to get some close-up shots here in a moment for you, but the one thing I want to begin with was the alignment. When I took the wicker bill out of the box, I basically positioned it on the back of the spoiler here, and I taped it onto the spoiler securely, okay? You're going to use a lot of tape, don't be afraid, but I taped it down exactly where I thought it was going to have to be and go. It aligns perfectly, so when you put this thing on, you know exactly where it's supposed to be. And I will say this, that Trufiber sends you absolutely no instructions. Trufiber, make some instructions, or use my video. Anyway, the idea here was taping this thing down securely gave me the ability then to feel confident to go back with the silver Sharpie. And what I did then, at these points is I came in and I marked all of these holes exactly where I'm going to start drilling on my spoiler. So I got it marked. It showed up very well. At that point then, I removed the wicker bill and brought it over to my table, which has a moving cloth on it, so it's nice and protected. So I pulled it off, I moved it over here, and then guys, this is where it began. This is where you get a little nervous, you know what I mean? And so what I did was I came in, and I gotta tell you, drilling into this, this spoiler, you gotta really go slow with the drill, okay? Because if you're going too fast, this drill's gonna suck you right into that spoiler, and you may go through the other side. So go slow, use a lot of caution in drilling with that 9/32 drill bit. So with that said, I started and I made my way all the way across the spoiler, drilling and getting ready for what is to come next, which is this, which is going to be the rivet nut. And I'm going to cut. I have some spares here. I'm just going to give you an idea of what these things look like. The rivet nut basically is against the car there. Let's see, like that. This is a rivet nut, and the rivet nut basically is a device that inserts into the hole. Okay, and then when you take your rivet nut gun or tool, you take the rivet nut, you screw it onto the tool, right? So now you have this. The next piece of the puzzle is you've got to take that rivet nut and you place it into the hole that you drilled, and then here's where I'm telling you, on this spoiler, it's not sheet metal. I think it's plastic, be honest with you. Maybe it is carbon fiber. I really couldn't tell. However, some of my viewers will probably set me straight on that. But here's the deal, guys. On the plastic, when you're using this rivet nut, you've got to make sure your adjustment is perfect. If not, you're going to pull the threads of that rivet nut clear out of there. And the other thing is you're going to deform your spoiler. So what I did was I watched it. I paid a lot of attention. I just went very slowly. When I saw that, and it really was beyond the adjustment. If I went by just adjustment alone, I was going to strip out the rivet nut that they supply to you. So I just went extremely slow, and when I felt almost that calibration of feel from the very first one I installed, when I felt it just like it was just right, I was like, that's enough, I'm good. So once you get to that point, then you basically back off your threads off the rivet nut, and then you go on to the next hole. And you're going to do all of them basically sequentially that way. So be careful with this thing, and take your time. Once you do it, the first one, you just take your time, and you know you kind of feel that calibration in there. You're going to know, okay, that's perfect. I'm not going to push the envelope here, and then move on to the next and go all the way down the line. Now, I got to tell you, if once you get past that piece of the puzzle, once you get this thing drilled, and once you get all of your rivet nuts across here, you're going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief, because that's it. You're done. That's the toughest part of this whole project. So, to be honest with you, I think Trufiber makes it very simple. Just slow down, take your time, figure it out, and if you're not comfortable, call them. They were very helpful to me. All right, so I'm gonna come in a little bit closer. I'm gonna give you guys an idea of what I've done and how this project turned out for me. So I'm gonna grab the camera off the tripod here, and we're gonna come over and we'll get a quick close-up look, and I'll describe a little bit more of what's going on with this wicker bill is what it's called. I've said it plenty of times and it starts to sound silly. That's kind of cool though. Let's take a look at it from a couple different angles, because I really think this angle coming from the front of the car, looking back, seeing that carbon fiber there. Man, I'm telling you, in person, guys, that really, really looks cool. So I'm gonna bring you in a little closer so you could see what it looks like from the driver's perspective, from my perspective. But I gotta be honest with you, I think that the carbon fiber, this is the window that they provide that comes with it. And I mean, guys, that just to me looks so classy, so cool and functional. It's going to give you just a little bit more of the downforce that you need that this spoiler doesn't provide. So I hope this view was helpful. But now let's go take a look at the business end of the project again and what you've got to do to make this thing correct. Okay. So let's go down here. I'm gonna bring you into again what I call the business end of this thing and give you an idea of what you've got. As I said before, each one of these requires you to drill a hole, right? So you've got four, probably about 1.5 inches long. I'm sorry, 1.5 inches long over here. So you got 4 of them in the middle here. These 4 in the middle basically are the are a little bit longer because you've got the window that has to go in on this bill. And so these things, I think maybe they're about 1.5 inches long. I put basically a rubber O-ring that they provide you on the outside, and then in between the spoiler and the wicker bill, this carbon fiber, I installed that second O-ring that I purchased at Lowe's. And so I just installed those in between. That apparently keeps the rubbing down. The washers they provided, the rubber washers, I put in between here. And basically what you've got here is the screw in the center, and then you'll see that there's this just kind of a knurled washer. It's very, I guess it's more stylish, but it's also functional. I think it looks cool, by the way, and when you add that washer in between, it kind of sticks out a little bit, so it gives you a little bit more of a styling look to it. So again, when I installed it, what I did was I taped with my painter's tape. I taped all of these screws to the wicker bill, and then once I taped all those screws on there, I then put the rubber washers on the back side so I wouldn't lose them or they would fall off. And then at that point, all I did was I took the wicker bill, I put it up onto the spoiler, and then I took the Allen wrench here and came in and started tightening these screws. I started in the center. I worked my way out on both sides so I wouldn't, create any tension on the carbon fiber. And so pretty simple procedure here. Got them all snug. Once again, bringing caution to you that you don't want to over tighten anything. And it's easy for us guys to get into the mode to say, hey man, tighter is better. Tighter is not better on this, trust me. I didn't make any mistakes or find out the wrong way, but I have in the past. So guys, if you're looking at installing the Trufiber Wicker Bill, it's carbon fiber with this clear Lexan window. If you're thinking about doing this, I'm going to highly recommend this. This goes on my chart or on my review as a thumbs up, and the quality is amazing. The quality is fantastic on this product. So there you go. That, my folks, is the Trufiber Wicker Bill. If you're looking to try to get a hold of Trufiber or go to their website, they got a great website. It's trufiber.com. You can also reach out to them by phone if you need to. Don't know what the phone number is offhand here, but again, it is trufiber.com. Go check these guys out. If you're gonna buy the Trufiber Wicker Bill and you have any questions about it, hit me up on the page or on the YouTube channel. I'd be glad to help you, but Guys, this thing looks sweet. I cannot wait to get it out on the road, on the track. You know, I'm sure you don't feel a whole lot of difference. I'm not going to feel a difference on it, but I think it just looks absolutely amazing. So again, thumbs up if you like the video. Please subscribe. I could use the subscribers. We're trying to do a thing here, and it's been a lot of fun. So thumbs up, subscribe. You want updates, hit the bell. And until next time here at Easy Street Garage, this is all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.